Albert Einstein says, any man who drives safely while kissing his pretty wife is not giving that kiss the attention it deserves. As a young boy, I was really fascinated by a magnifying glass. I just couldn't understand how this small piece of glass would light up a piece of paper. I was so fascinated. A magnifying glass was not easy to come by those days, and so when you found one, even if it was a piece of glass, it just made a lot of sense. And sometimes we just try to burn our skin with that thing. The thing about a magnifying glass is that it focuses the strong rays of the sun, and while you're out here and you may not feel the rays, a magnifying glass just concentrates all that energy, focusing it in one central place. Hi, my name is Kamoya Benjamin, and we've been having a conversation with you on intentional reinvention. The first step that we delved into was to identify which tool you are, and the second step we're dealing with is sharpening that tool. Today, I want to share with you focus as one of the critical components of sharpening that tool. The key thing here is you have more than one strength. Talking about focus, the most critical thing to note is that you need to follow one course until you get successful. Focus is zeroing in all your energy, all your effort, and all your time to getting good at one thing. The tragedy we have nowadays is that we have generalists and no experts. We have people who can tell you something about everything, but they're not good at anything. You can't pinpoint that one good thing, that one thing that they're good at, and say that they're good at. Now, how does focus play in towards sharpening your skills? Let me share one of my greatest experiences. As an entrepreneur, I got into very many things. I did bus advertising, I sold containers, I sold land, I sold cars. I brokered different things for printing and advertising. I actually wanted to buy a lorry for transport. Every other business that I saw that looked as though it was good, I thought about how I would get into it, and with my shoot and gusto, I knew I was going to make it. I knew I was going to get in the business and make it happen. But one of the greatest skills that I learned is focus. Now, how do we apply focus in identifying which tool you are? Looking at your hand again, there is one finger which is taller than all the rest. This would represent your greatest area of strength, your greatest skill area. You are already good in that area, and it would do you much service to focus your energy on this one area and just get good at it. That's what focus is all about. Focus is quieting all the distraction and zeroing in on one thing. Focus is saying, I'm not going to put 100% of my energy on 5 things, but I am going to put 80% of my time on one thing and probably 20% on developing the other things. Focus is lacking in our day and age. Just being able to focus on one thing and do it well is lacking in our day and age. But the conversation goes, what's the point for having focus? What's the point for being focused in everything that you're doing? Look at the people that you think are successful and they're good at one thing. If you want to think about Bill Gates, there's one thing you know him for. Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. These are people that you know are good for one thing. There's just one thing they do, and they have become extremely excellent at it. My question for you is, you've identified that tool that you are, your greatest skill, your greatest ability, your area of gifting. Put in your energy to building that. Now, I know before you get there, it takes some time. And that's why in the last episode I shared that you may need to get your other skills to get you along the way and kind of provide for you until your strongest, greatest gift and ability is able to stand on its own. But the key thing here is you are focusing and zeroing in all your energy, time, effort to developing and getting good. The hashtag for focus is get good at what it is that you're doing. Focus is most important. Any man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Focus is about saying no to the good things so that you can say yes to the best. Steve Jobs was asked, what is it that you're most proud of? And I would imagine he would say, I'm most proud of the iPad or the iPhone. He said, I'm most proud of the things that I say no to, the things that I do not do. The thing here is, you are not defined by what you do. You are mostly defined by what you do not do. That's why people say, no, that can't be Benjamin. That's not what he does. People know me by what I do not do more than what I do. Focus your energy and zero in on your greatest area of strength, and the world will come and watch you on the stage of greatness that awaits you. We're done with step 2, which is sharpening that tool. We've taken some time to talk about mindsets and how they are formed. We've talked about wells and digging the wells. But even more importantly, as you develop your mind, consider the wells to dig. Why not focus on one thing and get good at it? Put your time and energy in that, and you will be paid lots of money. No one is paid a lot of money for doing mediocre. Be intentional about reinventing yourself. I'll see you next week when we now talk about step 3, which is positioning that tool for greatness. I'm excited about that part because we'll talk about branding, we'll talk about personal branding, we'll talk about marketing yourself, we'll just talk about getting you in the marketplace so that you can earn that dollar, earn that shilling for the good thing that you do. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.